Of simply the best Dillylicious Pizza Dilly mouth-watering pizza. Pizza Dilly has all kinds of lunch specials Monday through Friday, starting at $3.99, all Dillylicious. Stop by, refresh, refuel, have a cold drink, enjoy a tasty salad or a great specialty Dillylicious sub sandwich, or simply Dilly-lightful Pizza Dilly wings. Pizza Dilly is also People Dilly because your friends are all already there enjoying one of Pizza Dilly's giant screens, watching one of their favorite teams, and if you love the Dodgers, you'll love Pizza Dilly, your hometown Dodger station, all year round. Come on in, enjoy a great pizza, enjoy Pizza Dilly, the real Dilly deal at 194 East Valley Boulevard in Colton, or call 909-370-0242. Once again, that's 909-370-0242.
It gets real, it's live, it's really live, local and in motion. Every day on Kcaa, the Inland Empire's only live local motion talk. Kcaa 1050 AM and kcaaradio.com.
Smart Money Talk Radio.
And welcome to Smart Money Talk Radio, where you can listen to what Smart Money has to say. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the show. I'm Scott Landborg, a.k.a. Scott Strategy. Jim Conaway is late to the game. He'll be joining us shortly. But to listen to this and previous shows, visit smartmoneytalkradio.com or our LinkedIn page if you want your money questions answered during the show. And just a word of caution, the website is down. So go to the TuneIn app if you want to listen to us online. Go to the TuneIn app if you want to listen to us online. We'll make sure to get the site up as soon as possible. Having some technical difficulties. But today, we've got a great show for you in store. We're going to be taking your questions later in the show. If you want your many questions answered on the air, go to Twitter, go to Facebook, go to LinkedIn. Those all still work. And we'll make sure to get your questions answered on the air. Or give us a call, 888-909-1050. That's 888-909-1050. Today, our guests are Hillary Lewis. She is the CEO of Lumi Organics. We're also going to be having a segment where we'll interview Kim Lech. She's with the Orange County and Inland Empire Program Director for the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Awards. It's going to be an exciting, exciting show. But before that, right now it's 3:05, and it's time for the Money Rundown. Story number one, the international governing body of football, FIFA, is at the center of a major corruption scandal. The way FIFA does business is being compared to the mafia. The U.S. recently charged senior FIFA officials with bribery, racketeering, and other indictments. The U.S. investigation estimated about $150 million in bribes. It was also reported that more than 1,000 workers building the stadium for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar have died due to bad working conditions. Swiss authorities are now looking into whether FIFA accepted bribes for Qatar to host the tournament. So, a lot of bad news in the press about FIFA. Very, very interesting stuff. And what was even more interesting to me, I mean, the news is just crazy. It's crazy, the scale, the amount of money involved, and the politics of FIFA. What's really interesting is how they elect these officials. The president of FIFA gets elected from every country that's in FIFA getting one vote. So the United States has one vote, and so do the smaller countries. So if you're Mexico, you get one vote. If you're the U.S., you get one vote. If you're Barbados or St. Lucia, you get one vote. So it really impacts how they elect different officials for FIFA. And as we've seen, there's a lot of corruption. And what's interesting is they were able to find this corruption because it had to do with transactions that happened on American soil and the FBI crackdown. So interesting stuff. FIFA has got some damage control to do. And what's interesting is with their most recent election, they re-elected the former president. By the way, guys, joining us now, Jim Conaway.
Live in studio.
Where were you, Jim?
I was not watching the clock.
Well, Jim's joining us. We're talking about FIFA. We're talking about the FIFA scandal. One of the most hilarious things that I've seen from this scandal is a little video that was put out by one of the people that was accused. And when he was accused, he went on to quote The Onion as one of his sources. So in case you don't know, The Onion is not real news. It's a spoof on news. So if you're trying to defend yourself, quoting The Onion is not a very good idea.
I guess so. That's hysterics.
Story number 2, Jim, you want to help us out with story number 2?
Story number 2, the scandals continue. Former U.S. House Speaker Dennis Hastert has been accused of agreeing to pay $3.5 million in hush money to another person. Nobody knows who that person is or what happened, except that there was, for some kind of prior misconduct, reports state that he hushed this person, that this hushed person is in the town where Hastert went to high school, was a high school teacher and a coach before he went into politics. Hastert was the longest-serving GOP House Speaker and has been a lobbyist since he left in 2007. He had been allegedly withdrawing the money in increments of less than $10,000 so the feds wouldn't notice. He's also been charged with lying to the FBI about it.
This is a crazy story, and I think it's a story of them wanting to make some headlines. Watching a bunch of news coverage on this over the weekend. It's interesting because Dennis Hastert came to power after there was a bunch of scandals around Newt Gingrich, some other Republicans. He was supposed to be the clean guy. And we find out years and years later that the story broke over the weekend that he was paying money because there was some sort of sexual impropriety that he was trying to cover up. And so he was being extorted by this person and was paying the money and was trying to pull money out of his account. And because he was pulling out more than $10,000 in cash, it was being reported, and it caused them to ask him some questions. And what he's being charged with is he's being charged with lying to the FBI. He's being charged with lying where that money went. So it's a really interesting story. You got to be careful what you're doing with your cash. And you got to be careful to be above board, follow the rules, because they're going to catch you and they're going to come after you. And sometimes they like to make an example of people.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? One of the little key elements in that story I noticed was the $10,000 mark. Guess what? It ain't 10 grand, folks. That's old news.
Yeah, anytime you do anything suspicious, the bank or your broker-dealer or your advisor has a responsibility to say something.
Oh,
You've got
yeah.
a responsibility to keep track of that. And it's part of our training. Money laundering stuff is, you're trained to look for it and
Money
look out for
laundering
it.
has nothing to do with putting Tide in, fabric softener.
No, it's dirty stuff. And whether it's used for terrorism or mafia, organized crime, or for extortion or whatever it is, you got to be careful.
No kidding.
And follow the
Story
rules.
number 3.
Entrepreneur Elon Musk has built a multi-billion-dollar fortune running innovative companies, Tesla Motors, Solar City Corp, and Space Exploration Technologies, known as SpaceX. And he's built those companies with the help of $4.9 billion in government subsidies. This according to data compiled by the LA Times. The figure underscores a common theme running through his emerging empire, a public-private financing model underpinning long-shot startups. The number, compiled by the Times, comprises a variety of government incentives, including grants, tax breaks, factory construction, discounted loans, and environmental credits that Tesla can sell. It also includes tax credits and rebates to buyers of solar panels and electric cars.
Well, you know what? I got to say this. I think that's just a case of Elon Musk being smarter than the next guy down the street. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like he's taking advantage of me, the taxpayer, so much as he's looking around and saying, hey, look, these are the rules.
I agree. And
if I build electric cars that are really kind of cool and faster than a Corvette, maybe I can get some tax credits and sell them off.
Yeah, you got to be aware of what tax credits are out there if you're going to run a business. For you to not be aware of what tax advantages that the government is offering, tax advantages that would help you minimize and manage your tax burden, you have to be aware of that. If the government has stuff out there, take advantage of it. So kudos to Elon. What's interesting is
there's no Musk on him.
Elon Musk was on CNBC's Power Lunch this morning where he said
the article Power Lunch this morning?
Well,
that's an East Coast thing.
Okay, yeah, at noon. He was at noon, 9 a.m. our time. So it was Power Lunch today. He said the article made him sound like he was receiving some huge check, which is fundamentally false. He mentioned that any of the incentives He said that the only government incentives he directly bargained for were state incentive packages for a launch site in Texas for SpaceX and Tesla's battery plant in Nevada, but those incentives were already available to anyone applying for them.
Absolutely.
So he's disputing the fact that he's getting government subsidies, saying anything that they've gotten was open to anybody.
Well, and that's the thing that I assumed immediately upon hearing the story is, you know what? He's a smart businessman. Any businessman who's going to build any kind of, electric, solar, green product should better be looking around and get some tax advice.
I had a client that had a construction business and had the wife was actually listed as the owner of the business because
woman-owned business.
Having it be a women-owned business gave them certain advantages. So whenever you're in any business, you got to understand your competitive landscape.
Okay, I got to ask you a question. Would Bruce Jenner qualify as a woman-owned business owner?
I don't know. Probably now he would.
Okay.
I don't know
Story number 4. It's June 1st. The month is known for notorious gloom. We're not talking about June gloom with the weather. We're talking about the worst month of the year for stocks over the past decade. But while the bears could be winning the battle over the short term, bulls could still win the war. As history suggests, the market could snap back sharply in July. According to data provided by MKM Partners market technician Jonathan Krinsky, the market has been stuck in one of the narrowest trading ranges to start a year in its history, leading the market watchers to believe it is getting ready to bust out either direction.
Direction. I think you better be careful.
Later.
I think you better be careful. We've had 4 or 5 of some of the best years we've had going back to the 1930s. You need to be careful with your money and make sure that if something crazy happens, you're ready for it.
Wait a minute. I got to get this one, though. Follow this one along. Market watchers who get paid for this kind of stuff have come out with this radical statement that the market may do something different.
Or dramatic.
It may go up and it may go down.
One way or the other.
Oh, thank you so much.
Great insight.
Thank you.
What great insight.
I love that insight. That's incredible.
I think it's good to be prepared for volatility, though. Story number 5, Costco Wholesale Corporation looks like the U.S. leader in organic foods. Organic Costco, that's right. With annual sales in the category on track to exceed $4 billion compared with Whole Foods Market at $3.6 billion. That according to BMO Capital Markets. For Costco, that's a big increase from the $3 billion it was generating just 6 to 9 months ago. The shift to organic food offers near and long-term advantages for the wholesale club chain. The organic interest is expected to help the company connect with key consumer groups and millennials. I just bought some organic apples over the weekend at Costco. I didn't even know they were organic until I put them in the cart.
Oh my
Thank you,
goodness.
Costco.
You know what? It just goes to show you don't need steroids to get radical growth.
We're talking about organics. Is at 3:15. We're going to be talking with the CEO and founder of Lumi Organics, Hillary Lewis. So don't miss her interview. Stay tuned. She's going to be back with us after the break. I'm Scott Landborg.
I'm Jim Conaway, and you're listening to Smart Money Talk Radio. Stay tuned for more Smart Money Talk.
Smart money. Talk radio.
If you're tired of getting turned down by banks and other money lenders, it's time you came to Falcon Investment and Loans Incorporated. Our experienced team of investment and lending professionals is dedicated to meeting our clients' private loan needs quickly and efficiently. We offer competitive interest rates, fast approval, and deal closures. So don't wait. Visit falconloans.com today, and we'll help you soar.
Falcon Investment and Loans Incorporated is licensed through the California Department of Real Estate, DRE 0190824 NMLS 863069. Visit falconloans.com for more information.
KNBC Smart Money Talk Radio, powered by Conaway and Conaway. Building and preserving your wealth since 1988. You could be paying too much in tax.
If your stockbroker, financial advisor, or insurance agent is not talking with your tax advisor, they should be.
Call us at 888-266-2929.
That's 888-CONAWAY.
Find out what a real team can accomplish for you.
If you're like most, your trust in traditional financial advice has taken a big hit in the last few years. So when it comes to your money, investment, and retirement planning, where do you turn now? Who do you listen to? Join us for Smart Money Talk Radio, Mondays from 3 to 4 p.m. for the refreshing, straightforward money and investment strategies of Jim and Lorraine Conaway. With over 44 years of combined experience, the Conaways are here to educate you on how to be smart with your money. Securities offered through J.P. Turner & Company, LLC. Member SIPC. If you're like most, your trust in traditional financial advice has taken a big hit in the last few years. So, when it comes to your money, investment, and retirement planning, where do you turn now? Who do you listen to? Join us for Smart Money Talk Radio, Mondays from 3 to 4 p.m. for the refreshing, straightforward money and investment strategies of Jim and Lorraine Conaway. With over 44 years of combined experience, the Conaways are here to educate you on how to be smart with your money. Securities offered through J.P. Turner and Company, LLC. Member SIPC.
Smart money. Talk radio.
Welcome back to Smart Money Talk Radio, where smart money talks and we get to listen in to what it has to say. I'm Jim Conaway.
And I'm Scott Landborg,
Are you
a.k.a.
sure?
Scott Strategy.
Yes.
Our next guest, Juiceries.
I'm sorry, I'm still jealous you got an AKA.
Hey, buddy.
We got to come up with one for me.
Juiceries and other organic produce drink products have become a major facet of the health
Is that
industry.
facet or faucet? Because they're drinks. Get it? Faucet?
Hillary Lewis couldn't find a juice that wasn't pasteurized or heat treated, so she made her own.
Good for you.
Love You Mean It, or Lumi Organics, creates delicious and healthy blends, packing an entire day's serving of real fruits and vegetables into each 16-ounce bottle. And joining us on the air is the founder herself. Welcome, Hillary, to Smart Money.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Okay, so how did you get started? I mean, you couldn't find a juice, and I've been through this because with my diabetes, I'm constantly label reading. So tell me a little bit about your sojourn to come up with your own juice.
Yeah, so, I grew up in South Florida, and we had an orange tree in the backyard, and every time I would get Tropicana or some other type of store-bought orange juice, it never tasted the same as the juice that came directly from an orange. And so I never was a big juice drinker growing up. And in the past 2.5 years, I learned a little bit more about vegetable and fruit juices and the cold press method, and was walking through Whole Foods in Charlottesville and saw a brand on the shelf and got inspired. I read the back label. I was seeing what they were putting in it, and I learned about the high-pressure processing pasteurization method that uses water pressure instead of heat, and just, had a moment of truth and decided to take an idea and go with it. And that was 2 years ago.
Outstanding. Tell us a little bit more about Lumi Juice. Tell us about your philosophy, what Lumi stands for.
Sure. So you guys did a great job introducing it. Lumi stands for Love You Mean It. So we love you, mean it. We want you to love yourself and the people you care about. So we make organic, cold-pressed, high-pressure processed juice. So you mentioned, you have diabetes. A few of our blends are higher in vegetables and lower in fruit. Therefore, the natural sugars are incredibly low. And they don't give you an initial rush of energy. They don't give you a rush of energy that then you crash in 10 minutes. They give you a sustained energy throughout. That's the word. So that's the process. With conventional juices on the market, a lot of them are most all of them are heat pasteurized. And when you heat pasteurize a juice or anything, basically it depletes about 40 to 60% of the nutrients, and it caramelizes all the natural sugars, making it harder for your body to digest the product and turn it into energy. So what we do is this cool process called high-pressure processing, which is extreme water pressure. It's 87,000 PSI. It's like taking the deepest part of the ocean. Yeah, exactly. It's like extreme. And it's like taking the deepest part of the ocean and multiplying it times 5. And that it explodes any potential bacteria and preserves the shelf life without adding any chemicals or additives or anything that could be harmful to your health.
Got it. Now, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking to myself, here's this really smart lady, Hillary, and I just visualize you sitting around the table with a couple of friends talking about how you're going to do this organic juice and it's going to be healthy, and you found out this high-pressure thing, and I can see your friends going, wow, that's really cool, etc. And then you actually had to write the first check. You had to actually jump off the edge and start your business. Tell me about that.
I think a lot of people thought I was crazy. It was sitting around the table and just having an idea and going for it. And it's a serious risk starting your own business. There's a lot of things that, doubts are coming to your mind. But what I learned is I had awesome friends family, advisors, mentors that supported me and encouraged me to just go for my dreams and follow my heart. And really our mission is to help people live healthier lives and change the way people are consuming food in the grocery store. And when you have a mission or something that you're truly passionate about, that passion is contagious and people can, pick up on that and get behind you and support it. And I wouldn't be where I am today without the encouragement of the people in my life who have supported me throughout this adventure. The idea came in April 2013, and by November 2013, I had an integrated manufacturing facility and a juice on the shelf right next to the competition that had actually inspired me to just start. And I was finishing. Yeah, so it was a quick process. There wasn't time to.
So was it a high pressure process? There was no pasteurization in your business process, was there? No, of course not. You would do everything organic. Now, what's interesting to me is you talk about passion, and we always talk, Conaway, we're always talking about pursuing your profit and your passion because that is your purpose. And it sounds to me like you have lucked out, young lady. You have found your purpose and your passion. Now we're finding the profits. So tell me, are you in the black?
Yeah, I think not yet. Some weeks we are, some weeks we aren't. I think as you're building any sort of new business off the ground, there's always places to reinvest your capital and find new ways to spend the money that are effective and useful. So, we made some money and we bought a truck because we thought that, we know that having our own direct store distribution to some areas like DC and Philadelphia on the East Coast is actually going to help increase our sales. In the past 4 weeks, that's increased our sales by switching to the direct store distribution method and purchasing a truck. So because we're so new and we're constantly growing and it's only been a year and a half in sales, I'm very cognizant of where I need to be spending my money and spending it wisely and investing in things that are going to help continue to spur growth and hopefully, always be profitable. So,
Hillary, what's really worked for you in growing this business? I know it's a really competitive space. What strategies have you used that have really worked to build the brand and to build your sales for the company?
I don't really think there's any secret sauce to being successful in the food and beverage industry or in any industry besides hard work and determination. Sticking to the plan, building a team that is supportive around you, that's awesome and can kind of play off what your weaknesses are or the things that you don't enjoy doing and take it and go and trusting in them to be accountable and responsible and provide results. So that's kind of been
Scott,
the way. Sorry?
Scott, she's giving us a lesson. She's playing off of my weaknesses, not making fun of my weaknesses, Scott. Now, see, there's a subtle difference in there.
Well, we do, just to be fair, we do make fun of each other sometimes because of our weaknesses, but we encourage each other to be better, which is positive.
Oh, well, there you go. Then we're leading the way here, your company and ours. That's fantastic.
Talk to us a little bit more about the product. How much are you guys bottling? What are your best sellers?
Sure. So, we're bottling, upwards to 6,000 a week and sending them across the United States. We currently, everything is organic when possible. We do source from local farmers. Additionally, there's over 2 pounds of vegetables in every 16-ounce juice that we press into every piece of, liquid that's possible out of everything. And, our best sellers, it depends on the geographic area. There's actually places, I see the southern states, they tend to steer more closely towards the Piedmont pineapple. I call it the gateway juice. It has pineapple, Granny Smith apple, cucumber, and collard greens in it. So it's like the sweeter of our green varieties.
It's the collard greens. That's what's getting the Southerners in there.
I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. The collard greens is hooking the Southerners in for sure. And then the morning sunrise is just plain grapefruit juice with a splash of lime. And because there's no heat, the juice is it's like literally biting into a grapefruit. So it's just very flavorful, very intense, delicious juice. And that one is one of our top sellers, as well as the Farmhouse Greens. And that's a great green juice that's low in natural sugars. And it's kale, Italian flat leaf, parsley, lemon, Fuji apple, cucumber, celery. And it's well balanced. You can taste every one of the ingredients that I just mentioned, and you feel the benefits immediately. It energizes you when you drink it. Also,
Hillary,
go ahead.
Where can people learn more about you and your company online, and what stores could they buy your product?
Sure. So you can learn more at lumijuice.com, so LUMIJUICE.com. You can buy our products at Whole Foods in the Mid-Atlantic, Safeway, Fresh Markets. And, after your report earlier about Costco, I think I should start looking to see if we should be in there.
Sounds like it. Sounds to me
Yeah,
like you're having a lot of fun with this, pursuing your passion to profits. So what's next for your fabulous company that you're building?
Well, I think every day is a new adventure. I think getting into some of those grocery chains in the Southern California area like Gelson's is awesome, but also expanding upon a lot of our offerings that we currently have. I started with juice, but long term, we want to expand into other products that are beverages that you can buy in the store and feel confident that when you pick up a Lumi, you know that it's a product that's organic. We care about quality, and that is never heat treated, and there's everything in there is real. So,
Hillary, thank you so much for being on the show. Best of luck growing the
you.
business. Can you give us your website one more time?
Sure, it's lumijuice.com. So LUMIJUICE.com.
Hillary, thanks so much for being on the show. Good luck.
Thank you. Have a great day.
We got to take a break, but stay tuned because we're interviewing Kim Letch. She's the program director of the upcoming Entrepreneur of the Year Awards from Ernst & Young. Also coming up at 3:45, we're going to be answering your questions. If you want your questions answered on the air, go to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Send in your questions to Smart Money, and we'll take them on the air. I'm Scott Landborg.
I'm what's left of Jim Conaway because I haven't had my Lumi juice today.
Back after the break.
Smart Money Talk Radio.
Do you have more questions than answers about your retirement? If you're retired or within 5 years of retiring, give us a call here at Conaway & Conaway. Turn your retirement funds into a legacy for your family. Possibly reduce taxes during retirement. Position your funds to protect and create wealth, regardless of what happens in the stock market. If you've saved at least $250,000 for your retirement, give us a call at 888-266-2929. That spells Conaway. If you're tired of getting turned down by banks and other money lenders, it's time you came to Falcon Investment and Loans Incorporated. Our experienced team of investment and lending professionals is dedicated to meeting our clients' private loan needs quickly and efficiently. We offer competitive interest rates, fast approval, and deal closures. So don't wait. Visit falconloans.com today, and we'll help you soar.
Falcon Investment and Loans Incorporated is licensed through the California Department of Real Estate, ERE 0190824, NMLS 863069. Visit falconloans.com for more information.
KNBC Smart Money Talk Radio, powered by Conaway & Conaway. Building and preserving your wealth since 1988. You could be paying too much in tax.
If your stockbroker, financial advisor, or insurance agent is not talking with your tax advisor, they should be.
Call us at 888-266-2929.
That's 888-CONAWAY.
Find out what a real team can accomplish for you.
Smart Money.
Welcome back to Smart Money Talk Radio. Smart Money is always talking, and if you're smart, you're listening in, and this is the place to do that. I'm Jim Conaway.
And I'm Scott Landborg,
Are you
a.k.a.
sure?
Scott Strategy.
You've got multiple names. I'm wondering about that.
Jim, I got a few names for you.
Yeah, but you can't say them on the air.
No. The Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Awards program recognizes entrepreneurs who demonstrate excellent and extraordinary success in areas such as financial performance, innovation, commitment to their businesses, and communities. Kim Letch is an assurance partner with more than 21 years of experience. She currently serves as the Orange County Inland Empire Program Director for the Entrepreneur of the Year program. It's a global program, and we got a chance to hear more about the upcoming EY Awards from her, so take a listen. With us in studio today is Kim Letch. Now, the scope of the program is pretty robust. I mean, it's internationally recognized. Kim, can you tell us how this program got started?
The program at its inception started in 1986, 29 years ago. It was a single awards program held in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Today, the Entrepreneur of the Year program is held in more than 145 cities, 60 countries, and has grown to 25 regional programs here in the United States. Globally, we've recognized more than 10,000 business leaders. Here, we've recognized more than 180, which is a real testament to the entrepreneurial spirit of this Orange County community.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit what sets Orange County, this region, apart from others.
Yeah, we really do have a unique spirit of entrepreneurship here in Orange County and the Inland Empire. People here think bigger. And that attitude, more than anything else, is what is being celebrated through our annual program at EY. Each year, the program gets bigger and better and more competitive.
What's the process of getting nominated? How do people submit?
Business leaders in Orange County are eligible for consideration to submit, and they can self-submit a nomination form, or they can be nominated by somebody else. And quite often, a lot of our sponsors and patrons to the program are instrumental in identifying business leaders who are doing remarkable, innovative business growth and development. Each year, each nominee must have been in a leadership position for at least 2 years. The applications include basic information about the nominee, about their company, a couple of essays, and financial information. To be honest, Scott, it's about the story. Tell me the story about what it is that those entrepreneurs have done to grow their business, what they put at risk.
Well, tell us a little bit about some of the stories. You recently had an awards event where there were some nominees.
Some of the finalists that we have this year have grown from being spin-outs of other companies like Edwards Life Sciences out of Baxter that has grown to be a multinational corporation that we know today. A number of years ago, Massimo Corporation, which started out of their garage, has now grown to be an international organization. I think the other great thing that we're seeing in Orange County and the Inland Empire is the growth in areas that you might not historically have thought of as being Orange County businesses. There's a lot more growth in biosciences. Proved Biosciences and Ambry Genetics are also finalists this year. Financial services, not historically an Orange County hotbed, has seen companies like Loan Depot and United Capital Financial Advisors finalists this year. And we're really, really privileged to be able to celebrate that success and to highlight what they've done.
And the awards that you offer, you've got different categories, right? Can you explain a little bit about that?
Correct. And each year, it's not set in stone based on the finalists that are selected by the judges. The judges determine what the categories are. And so just because we have 3-4 fabulous life sciences companies they might want to recognize, it doesn't mean that only one of them will be chosen. Quite the contrary. Our judges are very creative at determining different categories. Healthcare, life sciences, turnaround, emerging growth.
Kim, can you tell me a little bit about who judges the Entrepreneur of the Year Awards?
Sure, Scott, I'm happy to. The judges are an independent panel that we've assembled that reflect the diversity of the entrepreneurs as well and have also proven their own business acumen and experience. And so in addition to CEOs like Reynolds Bish of Kofax, Anand Nalathambi from CoreLogics, we also have managing directors of venture capital firms like Dan Lubeck of Solus Capital. But what's also important to us is that past winners of the Orange County program are also represented on our judging panel. We were delighted this year for Jonathan Ord, co-founder and CEO of Dealer Socket, to be a judge. Steel Platt, formerly of Yard House, was also a judge for us this year.
Perfect. Talk to me about what it means to win one of these awards.
You'd have to ask one of the finalists that will win, but based on my experience, Scott, there's a tremendous amount of pride and joy that comes from our finalists being able to tell their story. It's not just the facts and figures. It's about the contribution of all their employees and what their employees have done to grow the business. It's about the higher purpose that they are serving, not only in this community, but the customers that they serve. It's so much broader. And for these winners and finalists to be able to stand up and tell their story, there's a tremendous amount of pride. And who doesn't love a good story?
Yeah, exactly. So you talked about some different categories. You talked about some big businesses that have been successful in Orange County. Do you have any stories of the little guy, someone that took a small business and has really exploded in growth?
That's a really interesting question, because you don't have to be big to be entrepreneurial, and you don't have to be the innovator either. One of the messages that we give to our judges in advance and to potential nominees is that you can be entrepreneurial at any size. And so although I've mentioned a number of the finalists this year that you might consider larger, there's also the potential for an emerging category. Companies that have been in business for less than 5 years, that are still developing innovative products, innovative business models and ideas. And depending on the nominations each year, our judges will assess whether or not there is sufficient depth and nominees for that category.
Talk to me about when and where the OC Region Awards ceremony is taking place.
Sure. This year, the OC Region will celebrate the winners on June 11th at the St. Regis in Laguna Beach.
So right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the business trends that you're noticing in Orange County this year.
What's been really interesting to me, having been involved in this program in Orange County Inland Empire for a number of years now, is the tremendous growth of the businesses. In addition to the industry development that I mentioned earlier, life sciences, biotech, and financial services, what we're also seeing is companies that have nominated in the past that have not necessarily been successful in their first year, returning a year or two later and demonstrating the tremendous growth that they have. It makes me feel good about the future of Orange County and growing up. And we look around, and more recently, I know we've had a number of M&A transactions that's taken out some of the larger Orange County clients. It feels good to know that there is a next generation that's growing up.
Yeah, talk to me about the health of entrepreneurship in Orange County relative to the rest of the country and to the world.
I think for us, that is evidenced by the number of nominations that we get. Consistently here in Orange County in the EY Entrepreneur of the Year program, we get more than 70 nominations each year. And they're not the same nominations year after year. When I think that I have visibility to the companies here in Orange County, that I know what's out there, I'm constantly surprised by the number of new nominations and the new entrants. So I think actually, Scott, there is a lot of innovation and entrepreneurial spirit that will continue to grow from here on out. Fantastic.
How can people get updates from your company online?
They can go to the website ey.com/Orange County EOY. They can certainly find more updates there. That will also give them visibility into this year's finalists, the full list of the finalists that we have that we will be recognizing this year and from whom the winners will ultimately be recognized. They will also get visibility into who are our judges. We are very, very specific about working with external judges, people that are not necessarily related to EY. They're the ones that evaluate the entrepreneurs and decide which category that they fall into.
One of the interesting things that I've been noticing is how the general public has a greater and greater appetite for entrepreneurship information, whether it shows like Shark Tank or The Profit. How is Ernst & Young and the Entrepreneurship Awards, how are you changing how you're getting the word out to people about some of these stories so that more people can engage and learn about these exciting businesses?
Certainly, and part of that is working with our sponsors and patrons of the program that do a phenomenal job at identifying the nominees, telling their story, and throughout the program, as the semi-finalists get narrowed down to finalists, we spend a lot of time with them videotaping and making sure that they have access to increased amount of exposure. For a lot of our more innovative companies, this participation in this program brings a lot of visibility and exposure, and we want to help them.
Helpful for many reasons, for raising capital, for growing your business.
That's right.
And I think for observers, it's really exciting to watch these businesses and these companies and the diversity of different ways that entrepreneurs are growing companies, and it's an exciting thing to see. Can you give us your website one more time?
So our website is www.ey.com/US/EOY/OC.
There we go. Thank you so much, Kim, for being on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, there you have it. There's our segment. So EY.com if you want to learn more information.
Such a nice wrap. You're just so styled.
.com.
You got so much style, Scott.
Hey, up next we've got our segment Ask Smart Money at 3:45. So stay tuned. We're going to take your questions. If you want your question answered on the air, give us a call, 888-909-1050. Shoot us a tweet or a Facebook message or LinkedIn and reach out to us. We'll make sure to get your question answered on the air. Jim?
You're listening to Smart Money Talk Radio. There's going to be some more Smart Money Talk coming up next, so stay tuned.
Smart Money Talk Radio.
If you're tired of getting turned down by banks and other money lenders, it's time you came to Falcon Investment and Loans Incorporated. Our experienced team of investment and lending professionals is dedicated to meeting our clients' private loan needs quickly and efficiently. We offer competitive interest rates, fast approval, and deal closures. So don't wait. Visit falconloans.com today, and we'll help you soar. Falcon Investment and Loans Incorporated is licensed through the California Department of Real Estate, ERE 0190824, NMLS 863069. Visit falconloans.com for more information.
When we plan, we want to know about you. Who you are, what you love, what matters. Then we go to work to marshal and align your financial resources to get what you want. We'll do everything in our power to keep you focused on achieving your goals and maintain what you've worked so hard for. Call us at 888-266-2929 or visit ConawayandConaway.com.
KNBC Smart Money Talk Radio, powered by Conaway and Conaway. Building and preserving your wealth since 1988.
You could be paying too much in tax.
If your stockbroker, financial advisor, or insurance agent is not talking with your tax advisor, they should be.
Call us at 888-266-2929.
That's 888-CONAWAY.
Find out what a real team can accomplish for you.
Smart Money
And we're back. You're listening to Smart Money Talk Radio. And right now, Smart Money is talking about your questions. I'm Jim Conaway.
And I'm Scott Landborg. We're going to be taking your money and business questions that you sent in for Ask Smart Money. And just a reminder, this segment is sponsored by Conaway and Conaway Wealth Preservation Strategies. If you'd like to speak to an advisor about building and maintaining your wealth, visit ConawayandConaway.com today to set an appointment. So let's get started. Guys, Jim. Question number one from Tiffany P. If you're a small business owner, how do you create a personal financial plan?
Well, that's a good question because quite often people who are on commission sales or own their own business and live by the profit margin have a issue in that they feel like they don't have consistent enough income to build a plan. Far from it. What you do is you take your average income and you do a baseline. Then what you do is you make a series of decisions about your income that's above that baseline and how you want to distribute the funds. 50% to investments, 50% to a better lifestyle, whatever those decisions are. Does that make sense?
That's good. Yeah, I think money rules is really important. And if you're a small business owner, even more important for you to have some sort of personal financial plan. You don't want to have all of your chips on that one bet. And so I think it's tough because as a small business owner, you've got to reinvest in your business. You need to do that. But you also need to keep in mind that putting money aside in your 401k plan can be your own little golden parachute in case something happens. You get sued. Something happens in the business climate. Guess what? Your 401k is protected even if you had to declare bankruptcy. What is it, up to $1 million?
Up to $1 million, Scott.
So it's important for you when you take chips off the table, you're really taking it off. I mean, you're taking it off the table. Too many times we see business owners that are committed to an idea and they leverage everything they own. And, sometimes you need to do a lot of that. Sometimes you need to pull money out of retirement accounts. Sometimes you need to go into debt to form a business. But once things are going and once you have something established and once you have some cash flow coming in, you need to start planning to put some money aside because things can happen. The business climate can change, and you want to make sure that you're protecting your family and protecting your future.
Well, here's the thing a lot of business owners miss is if you don't need the business to produce income, in other words, you can live on your own assets, how much easier is it for your business to succeed?
That's
think
true.
about that one.
Here's
another question. Well, go ahead.
If you can find cash flow outside of just your business, and if you can explore ways to do that, whether it's real estate, whether it's investments, it takes the pressure off and allows you to manage the business in a more pure way.
Well, you know what? Here's another question from Jamie in San Bernardino. Maintaining my small business requires high capital, which takes away from savings in my retirement funds. How do you maintain balance, Scott?
I think rules. You got to have rules. So if you can make some rules that you're going to put away 10% of your gross income, you've got to have some rules. And even if you're in a business that requires a lot of capital, you have to put money aside for savings. You have to put money away for retirement. And more importantly, you're going to need some tax breaks. You're going to need some tax advantages. And if you're not taking advantage of those tools as a business owner, you're missing an opportunity. For example, if you've got a high-paying job, you're going to be limited to how much money you can put away in your 401k, right?
True.
$18,000.
Unless you're an old fart like me.
If you're an old fart like Jim, you could put away another $5. But if you're a business owner, if you do a combination 401k DB plan, you could put away maybe $250,000 and have it be tax deferred. So if you're not aware of that and you're taking advantage of that, you're missing an opportunity.
Big time missing an opportunity. One of the things we also want to understand is this. It comes back to the same answer we gave to Tiffany P there, Jamie, and that is you want to make sure you're pulling money aside and ask your tax advisor, specifically your tax advisor, about whether you should be capitalizing the business or lending money to your business.
Our next question, Ron in Corona writes, being a business owner, I have to invest a lot in my own business. When does it make sense to invest in other businesses or other investments?
When you no longer have to invest in your own business? Just a thought. But here's the thing. If you've got profit, come up with a series of rules of what you're going to do with that profit. I'm going to take X number of percent and put it into my lifestyle bucket. I'm going to take X number of percent, put it into my future lifestyle bucket. I'm going to take some of that money and just have it around to reinvest in my own business. And I'm going to take some of that money and invest it for speculation in other businesses.
That makes sense, Jim. Our next question, Dave in Anaheim Hills.
Does it make dollars?
What's the youngest I should be getting life insurance? What's the youngest I should be getting life insurance? Dave in Anaheim Hills.
Well, you know what? I'm going to jump in on that one. Guess what? You should be getting life insurance at age 0. So, really.
Jim Conaway, the life insurance master. 0? Age 0?
Age 0.
Really?
The only time you can't get it is if you're still inside your mama.
There you go.
You got to be outside of your mama for 10 days to be able to qualify for life insurance.
Well, how much insurance do you need at age 0?
As much as you might need as a young adult, because how many times have I seen people whose parents bought a small policy for them and that was the only insurance they ever were able to qualify for because they developed some medical issue?
So it's on the list of things you need to do. There's other lists too, though. Savings for college, Roth IRAs. How does it fit? How does it fit into your bailiwick?
Now you get me on my soapbox here.
Let's do it.
Now you get me on my soapbox here, okay? Here's one of the things I got to tell you. As much as I believe that you should have insurance for the kids, buying children's insurance is not going to pay for college, okay? You just can't force enough money into it to make it worth enough at college age. So you want to ensure the people who are going to pay for college, mom or dad, the rich uncle, the grandparents, whoever it is going to pay for college, that's where the insurance needs to be. The ownership's a different kettle of fish.
All right, Jim.
Now,
we're getting deep in the weeds. You're going to go
wait a
advanced on me. Let's start with the basics, and then let's get advanced. So the basics are, the question was, when's the youngest I should be getting life insurance? My biggest question when someone asks me that is, what do you need the insurance for? Do you have kids? Do you have a family? Do you have to support someone? If you passed away, how would it impact those around you? And think about how much cash they would need to take care of things. That's one of the most basic ways to think about it.
Let me jump in here and talk to you about something that's absolutely mission critical that people miss all the time. They assume that insuring a child is not necessarily important for the parents. Well, guess what? I'm sorry, but the loss of a child is devastating.
That's true.
Devastating. Okay, you can't put two thoughts together effectively for 90 days.
But how do you rank it? So here's my biggest question for you, though. How do you rank it? Should they be funding their Roth IRA first, or should they be funding their child's life insurance policy? Should they be funding a policy for themselves first? Should they be funding their own 401k? How do you rank a child's policy? Because a lot of times people at the end of the day don't have enough cash to insure every possible scenario. How does it fit?
Well, you know what? That's a really rank question. But yes, here's the thing. Insure mom and dad first, okay? Always. Whether you're using term insurance because you have a budget consideration or not. You can, on certain policies, actually insure the kids on mom and dad's policies. You can actually get family plans. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. And it all depends on the person's budgets and what their goals are and what their tax implications are going to be, et cetera. Okay, as to what order you put it in. But definitely you want to dig the moat around the castle first before you start to build the castle. Whether you're renting the moat or buying the moat is a different kettle of fish.
Our next question comes from Justin in Riverside. Are you ready to move on?
Oh, yeah.
We could talk all day on life insurance.
That's okay.
Mr. Life Insurance Man. We could.
Okay.
We could talk all day.
Life insurance man.
Is that your new call?
I'm trying. I don't
Jim
think that's
Conway,
gonna work.
aka Mr. Life Insurance.
Mr. Life, that's me.
Justin in Riverside writes this. Just heard your money rundown story about Elon Musk. How do I find out what government funding is available to me and my business?
Ooh, Google it.
A lovely little thing called Google.
Google
Goes a long, long way.
There's also a couple of other things you might want to do. You might want to check in with the nonprofit organization SCORE.
Ooh, good one.
SCORE. SCORE.
That's very good.
Now, here's the other thing that's really brilliant about SCORE, folks. It is a whole group of retired executives with tremendous depth of experience that you might tap for your own business purposes.
Absolutely.
Beyond having a resource of, gee whiz, what kind of incentives?
If you're in business,
your tax
you
guy
need
is
mentors.
another one.
If you're in business, you need mentors. You need people. You need to be able to have a committee of people around you that can give you advice. SCORE's a great source to go to because you want to know what sort of techniques are out there, what sort of business financing is available. How do you fund the business? There's a million questions if you're running a business that you're going to have to answer, and you want to have resources that you can go to. So if you want to be the next Elon Musk, if you want to take advantage of money that's out there being offered by the government, I think that's one of the interesting things about the story about Elon Musk, Jim, is that he's basically saying these incentives were out there for anybody, but nobody took advantage of them.
But he did. He did because he Googled it. But you know what? One of the things I want to tell you is you remember something. Tax incentives do not just come from the federal government or the state government. There's also county, and there are local even incentives for city. I once got the city to help me pay for rehabbing a property. Okay? It was like $25,000, and it cost me nothing.
How'd you find out about it?
I saw a sign in somebody else's...
This was before Google.
Yeah, this was back in the day when I actually had to stop and use a payphone to call the city. Hello.
Hey, our next question,
Okay.
Eric writes, I want the new Tesla. Can my business buy it for me?
Oh, well, you could talk to Elon Musk. I'm sure he could arrange something for you. But you know what? Yes, it can. You want to be very careful about how you purchase your Tesla. If you do not buy it but lease it, you may not qualify for tax credits. You've got to talk to your tax advisor about that one, okay? The Tesla sales people can give you some hints, but they cannot provide you financial advice. I strongly recommend you sit down with your tax advisor and figure it out. It may be easier for your company to lease the car and not have the tax advantages associated with it. It may be easier for your company to simply reimburse you the cost or pick up the fee once you've purchased the car yourself.
I think the most important piece of advice, talk to your tax advisor before you buy it, not after.
And if you don't have an advisor, if you have a preparer, let's get you one. Give us a call at 888-266-2929.
That is all the time we have today for our question segment. Before we go, we want to thank all of our listeners. We want to thank our producer, Asia Celestino, for doing such a great job for us as a producer. We want to let you all know that the show Smart Money, we're going to go on a little bit of a hiatus here. We're going to be taking a short break for a few weeks as we revamp the website, revamp the show, and really listen to our listeners and what they want. So if you want to reach out to us.
Do I really need new jokes, Scott?
You do. We're going to work on Jim's jokes.
Okay.
Go to smartmoneytalkradio.com. Go to conawayandconaway.com. Go to Facebook, Twitter. Send us a message. Let us know you're listening. Let us know the things you've liked about the show, the things you'd like to see different. We're revamping it, and we'd love to get your input.
And by
Thank
the
you
way,
so much for listening.
Smart Money Talk Radio website is currently offline. It will be up and running again very soon. If you go there and you don't find what you like, go to Conaway and Conaway.com conaway.com or info@Conaway and Conaway, and we will be there listening.
We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn. Just reach out to us. Let us know you love the show.
What
Let us
is
know what you
LinkedIn?
want to hear more, and we look forward to connecting with you real soon. The show is going to be bigger and better than ever. I'm Scott Landborg, a.k.a. Scott Strategy.
And I am Jim Conaway, and it has been a pleasure serving your interest and providing all the education. Please find us again. We'll look forward to it.
Smart money. Talk radio.
My lover's got humor. She's the giggle at a funeral. Knows everybody's disapproval. I should've worshipped her sooner. If the heavens ever did speak, she's the last true mouthpiece. Every Sunday's getting more bleak. A fresh boy.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Tom Busby, CNBC Radio. Stocks closing out the final trading day of the month with a sell-off, but still